It was sunny and 75 in beautiful Sacramento,
the
California
Tesla
today.
drives itself. It don't wash itself.
It's
crazy.
It's supposed to rain Thursday
There
and
you
Friday.
go. And here he's talking about spring.
You know what?
Welcome spring.
Y'all go with your
ahead.
buyers.
Go
That's
ahead.
crazy.
That
Just
is-
rain
go
on my
ahead.
parade.
Just throw away your money.
This is why I need a therapist. This is why I need mental health days. It's
This is
because
why-
I deal with these guys. When I buy a nice sunny day, they're like, "Oh, it's raining yesterday. It's gonna rain tomorrow." Well, I bought today. Okay. Good grief.
Today?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark Haynes. Welcome to episode 7 of the 3 in the Paint podcast. I'm your host, Jeremiah Solomon, with Leo Biaz and Mark Haynes. We are back, another episode, another week. Love to be back, guys. How are y'all?
I'm excited.
Yes, sir, man.
Episode 7.
7.
Yes, sir. I like that. I like that.
do it.
We got,
Bilingual.
and the first topic that we're going to talk about today is another podcast, the Mind the Game podcast with LeBron James JJ Redick. What do you guys think about that podcast? I know there's been a lot of reviews from almost every podcaster talked about it, right? A lot of reviews, a lot of criticism, a lot of praise. What do you think from your perspective?
Right.
What do you think of the podcast? Who do you think it's for? Who do you think really should be tuning in? Or is it for everyone? What are your thoughts on the way it's panned out?
Well, when it first came out, I think we're all kind of interested, excited. We all had different views of it, right? We all saw the micro clip, like that first one. He was like, oh, B.O.B., S.O.B., and just basketball terminology. I was super excited because I'm a big fan of LeBron, obviously. He's the biggest fan. He calls him GOAT James. And then JJ Redick. Besides his Kings comments at times, we all have to admit that he's a pretty brilliant basketball mind. He's well-spoken, and he has a strong charisma on TV, which is why he is where he is today. And when I saw that, I was like, damn, this is going to be dope. And I'll be transparent. I watched the first 15 minutes of episode 1, and I've watched the micro content clips like everybody else has.
Right.
So I haven't had a chance to actually go through it all. But in the first 15 minutes, I was like, damn, the production is freaking fascinating. Like, from a technical standpoint, that's my background. I loved it. You know, the way they explain terminology, the back and forth, you know, like the small, you know, lower thirds and like all those things. I'm like, this is what shows should look like. And in the future, I think we're doing a great job. I'm hoping that we elevate that in the future as well to bring that overall production, that value to a different level. I think we have the camaraderie and the chemistry, us three. But I think that's a show that we can look up to and be like, okay, do the production value, are we on the same page type of thing? But I think they bring a lot of value. And to answer this question, I think it's for everybody.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. And like you said, like I look at different podcasts and I'm like, you know, I try to figure out what are we doing and what are we good at? Yeah. What can we do better and things like that. And this podcast is definitely one where we can get something from it. We can, you know, figure out how to include, you know, our minds, which we have basketball minds, even though we ain't NBA players, we ain't LeBron James or JJ Redick. But the one thing I like about it so far is it is a podcast to change the narrative of
1,000%.
what player podcast has become. Before players started doing podcasts, all they talked about was they got on the media about, all you talk about is drama and you want to, you know, criticize this person and this person having kids by this person and, you know, trolls or whatever, whatnot. And then they got podcasts and did the same thing.
Yeah.
And it is worse because they have giant followers or whatever. Yeah. So a lot of like player podcasts, I fell off of because I'm like, it's not about the game. And as long as this podcast, which I don't see LeBron or JJ going in the direction of like just bashing individuals or whatever for whatever reasons. Yeah. It's just like, it's X's and O's. Yeah. But it's just like it's basketball.
A balance though. It's a balance of like they bring in like that lifestyle to things, right?
Right.
Like that, can someone identify with my lifestyle? I have issues. Just like he's talking about I'm gonna escalate and O3 escalate and he uses all these analogies, right? Yeah. But I'm gonna say this though. I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I think LeBron in the future with this podcast will get individual players paid off what he says. So if he goes into a tangent and says Malik Monk is amazing, this is what he does,
Yeah, max.
GMs are going to be like, damn, like
we need to check that out.
Exactly. So I'm like, damn. So I think he's going to have the power. As he says,
that might be a little bit of a hot take, but
GM. I mean, he always says it.
Yeah, right.
Like he's going to use that to his advantage. One, because he's trying to buy a team. Like I think he.
Do any of us doubt LeBron will be the Vegas expansion owner?
I don't know if it's somebody.
Well, okay. Well, Vegas is a shoe-in. There will be an.
You would bet on that?
Would you bet on that?
I would bet on that. There will be an NBA. There will be an NBA team in Vegas, and I think LeBron will either be the owner at the start of that. Because what timeline are we thinking? We're thinking probably 2027, maybe 2020 or 2030. Maybe is when the NBA.
I haven't been in that meeting yet.
Yeah.
So.
Well, from the back halls and the meetings I've been in and I'm privy to, and last time I spoke with Adam Silver, just for clarity, I've not spoken to Adam Silver on this. I have met Adam Silver, but just a little note there. But I have not spoken to him on this.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You met Cuban too, didn't you?
We meet in everything. We meet. I mean, the people that have been coming through Sacramento.
You said what's up to what's his name?
Oh,
Rich Paul.
Yeah, Rich Paul. So to your point, you just said. Let's backtrack. You just said that's a hot take. Why? If he's learning from Rich Paul.
No, look, I'm just saying.
Like
I
this
don't
is
think,
a guy
I don't think
who
GMs
is lead GM. Like he's a GM already.
Look,
pretty much. He's a coach. I mean, he's a guy that's going to control the narrative as he always does. And if you're on this good side, I just feel like he might add the extra. He's hella good, or like he's super smart, or.
Maybe that.
Hey,
but like, I don't think GMs are going to make decisions on their personnel based on the Mind the Game.
Not make decisions, but like, that might be a variable to. Damn, like
we're in
LeBron
agreement.
Thinks very highly of this individual.
Even better, do he have the power to say the guys on the 3 in the Paint podcast? They need jobs. They need sponsorships.
Look, I mean,
he got Tristan Thompson paid, bro.
Hey. That's true.
I mean, he got no disrespect to Tristan. He got Tristan Thompson paid.
That's crazy.
And think about it. DMC was always mad, right? He would always put those snake emojis on Twitter, pretty much saying, "Why did Tristan get paid so much money? He was a great rebounder." That's pretty much all he was.
Great teammate,
and great Braun got him paid.
Yeah, and I think on the Mind the Game podcast, I think it's a great podcast. I was a little
JJ hater.
Yeah, well, I have been a JJ hater. I mean, but it's with due cause, okay? Like, my issues with JJ are with due cause.
Because he went to Duke?
No, because he unnecessarily calls people out, and he unnecessarily belittles people's work. I've seen him do it on his shows or whatever. He will be belittling to people's work for no reason. It's not like this guy said JJ's an idiot. JJ doesn't know the game, and then he goes out. No, he'll just demean people's work just because it's kind of like maybe just part of the way he thinks. But my dislike for some of JJ's moments aside, I think he seems to be a great guy. I don't know, but seems to be a great guy. Like you said, great basketball mind. Him and LeBron are on the same wavelength when they're speaking on that podcast. Right. The X's and O's are great to hear on that. I think that they could do with a little more additional B-roll in some of their clips. Like they'll usually show like what they're talking about, but they could show it a few times, right? Because normal casual fans or even people who know the game well, like
lose track of it,
trying to get a visual of something because different terminology used. Yeah. But the captions that they have, like when they speak of a new term and they put up the definition at the bottom for people, they talked about it on the first episode,
like
right?
Basketball school.
Yeah.
Exactly. They talked about it on the first episode, how they love the game, they want to grow the game, and they want to kind of foster the game that they love. And I think they're doing a great job of that. Like the mindset of respecting the game,
right,
and doing the podcast not to tear down but to build up. I think it's great.
Yeah, and real quick about JJ, he goes on ESPN and always talks about why does Skip Bayless or Stephen A. He calls out his own host, like Stephen A. is like, why does this negative thing gets 300,000 views? And my breakdown on his own personal podcast, what is it, what's it called?
Man in the Three.
Yeah. So like on his show, he does things already, but he goes, why did I get 30,000? Why did they get 40,000?
And that's just being naive right there. Like the way the world, like
they live off of negativity.
Drama.
JJ Redick's
It's always
podcast is
gonna get
Old
more.
Man in the Three.
Old
Yes,
Man in
Old
the
Man in
Three.
the Three.
But yeah, the drama is always going to get the most clicks. That's where clickbait came from.
But that's why Braun and JJ are trying to, as he said,
Right.
help everyone kind of develop their basketball IQ and really appreciation for the game.
Yeah, and I don't know about y'all, but I really enjoy hearing LeBron speak in general. And this isn't
smart.
like people are gonna. I can already see the comments. LeBron glazing like
Glazing.
like I didn't know you started you started recording the pod at Krispy Kreme.
Flannel guy.
Yeah, flannel guy going off. But no, I really just enjoy. I just really enjoy hearing LeBron speak, and then you can play the my sunshine. You guys have seen that meme, that like my sunshine, my only sunshine meme. Oh, that's hilarious. But no, I really do enjoy hearing LeBron speak because on a couple levels. One, he's one of the smartest guys that's ever played the game, like from a basketball IQ level. He's extraordinarily wealthy, and you don't just get wealthy like that just getting contracts. Like we've seen guys get money, squander it. He's extraordinarily wealthy. He has a great, from what I can see on the outside, he seems to have a great family. His wife, his kids, they all seem to respect him, which is big, right? Because when as your kids get older, like if that wasn't a good, at least a decent dynamic, you'd be hearing about it from his older kids, and like it'd be getting out there.
Just like we hear about MJ's.
Yeah.
Divorced.
Yeah.
You know, they say he's not a great father. He's a gambler and all these things that we don't hear about Braun. Like we don't hear him in the controversy and the IG models and all those things.
And there's plenty of things that like I don't agree with LeBron on when he says, but like 100%. I enjoy hearing LeBron speak in general, and particularly as it pertains to the X's and O's of basketball. And just because he doesn't go on a lot of podcasts, like he doesn't make a lot of appearances on shows or podcasts, things like that. So
but we definitely have a space for him right over here.
Oh, we'll get Braun. We'll get Goat James. We'll get
I will say this. If I have to say anything slightly negative about the podcast, is I would have to agree with the guy, the star over in Golden State. I think I really, it's no slight at JJ. I would have liked if this podcast was LeBron James and Draymond Green.
100%.
I would have loved it.
Were you and I talking about that?
Yeah. I would have loved it.
100%.
I would have loved it. I would have loved it.
No, because
Dre,
that guy would have been
glazed.
glazed. So y'all see how Carmelo and that guy on the show? He'd be glazing Braun like, Like, no, bro. No thanks.
No, come on.
JJ keeps him.
No, stop
JJ
that.
has him right there, bro.
I'll cut your mic off, bro. Stop it.
We both know Draymond loves him. We both know Draymond loves him way too much.
Please.
I
Isn't
think Draymond would challenge him in the mind.
100%.
Like he would go at LeBron with his theories of what he likes, what he thinks, and whatnot.
Just because they're friends and they like each other doesn't mean
obviously they like each other. But
just mean
we all
Draymond.
argue.
That's crazy. That you're just a Draymond hater, bro.
That's it.
Have you
Draymond
seen his
is a
pod?
basketball savant.
Have you seen his pod?
Draymond's a basketball
I love
savant.
his pod.
His pod's great, and he does it by himself in like a closet with like a handheld mic from the 50s.
He's great.
Bro.
I'm saying he's great. I'm just saying he's too much of a LeBron fan that it could not. What did you say? He said
you think
it might be better than JJ. He said it might be better than JJ.
You think JJ's not a LeBron lover?
No. He's not a LeBron glazer.
I didn't say he was a glazer. I just said.
So is Draymond a glazer?
No.
You're admitting to it. Yes. Yes, you are.
No.
Yeah.
You can't put words in my mouth. I didn't say either of them were the glazers.
Okay.
I'm saying JJ loves LeBron. Draymond loves LeBron. JJ doesn't glaze him in the podcast. There's no reason that Draymond couldn't act the same.
Yeah, it's just them two. I don't think you could sit across from somebody and just glaze the entire time.
Unless you're Carmelo Anthony's boy.
You saw that?
Yeah, Carmelo's podcast. Man, it's crazy. The glazing,
What's his
bro.
name?
What's
that guy's name up?
I don't know. Put his name in
Just
the
go
comments.
on the Carmelo Anthony podcast, and that guy is just
The glazing, bro.
glazing, bro.
He can say no wrong. He says the wildest stuff about Denver's ulterior motives, about his jersey number, and the guy's just like, yes, 100%. And then he's like, I didn't think about it like that. It's like, yeah, because no one did, bro. No one did. That's the craziest stuff you've ever heard, bro. It's like wild.
Have you seen that episode where Melo goes on a tangent about why Denver had this against him about the jersey? And I'm like, bro, Jokic is one of the 20 best players in history already.
Wild.
Like,
it's some of the most wild behavior you ever seen on a podcast. I'm like,
it is.
This man, this is crazy.
So to his point, I think that's what Mark is alluding to. Player podcasts that just kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, he talked. A lot of them just talk nonsense.
Yeah.
And look, a lot of non-player podcasts just talk nonsense. We're not immune to every once in a while just talking nonsense.
Yeah.
But like in general, the player podcasts are not that impressive. But there are some. Mm-hmm. The Draymond podcast.
I think that Jeff Teague is so entertaining. I mean, Jeff Teague is a phenomenal storyteller. That guy is so good.
His story with Tony Brothers recently, that was wild. That's wild. That just confirms everything we know about Tony Brothers.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or just integrity of like last show. Like these reps right here glazing over someone's mom. Like,
okay. To be fair, and not to digress, but we were not talking about the same thing integrity wise on the last show.
I thought he was going to say, to be fair, his mom is...
his mom is actually good looking.
No, that's crazy.
That's what I thought you was going to say.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. No, I don't speak about people. I don't speak about people like that. Thank you very much. I'll leave that to Tony Brothers.
Yeah.
But...
Good save. Pause.
I was worried.
Pause.
That's wild. But not to digress, I think...
to your point about integrity, I think we said a lot of the same things.
I think we had different definitions.
Yes,
and the people, thank you. Shout out people in the comments. Shout out our listeners, right?
Yeah.
Man,
shout out the three
great
independent
comments.
listeners.
Love
great
it.
Comments.
All of y'all supporting us, we really appreciate it. But yes, the people in the comments even tried, like they narrowed it down even more. Like we were talking different definitions. People in the comments saw that. But I think it was a good discussion. But we definitely were on a different wavelength. But not to digress. Who do you like? Do you think the Mind the Game pod's for everyone, or do you think it's for like basketball fans?
It's for everybody, but only real basketball fans are going to listen to it after a while. Right now, they're going to check it out because LeBron's on it.
Yeah.
But after a while, like a casual is going to get boring. I think if I'm a high school basketball coach, I think I'm requiring my players to listen to this.
Great point, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Fuck it.
Yeah, you could have film sessions on Mind the Game pod.
Yeah.
Totally. So props to LeBron James, JJ Redick. We're going to move into a just kind of, speaking of LeBron James, he plays in the Western Conference.
Right.
Sacramento Kings, who we cover, play in the Western Conference. There's been a little bit of an update here in that playoff picture. So
Give it to us.
Kings have fallen. They were, in between 5-6 seed for a while. They've now fallen to 8, and that fall could continue if they don't win some games. Upcoming, they have Clippers this week,
Knicks,
along with
Celtics
Knicks and
next week.
Celtics next week, or this week, later this week.
Yeah.
So, Kings have fallen off a little bit. Phoenix just kind of hung around. They haven't done a ton.
They won today, though.
Lakers have moved up. They've tightened everything up. They used to be, 4, 5, 6 games back of that 6 seed. They're now only 3.5 or 4 games maybe. Warriors fallen off a little bit. Rockets have ascended up a little bit. So Rockets are still on the outside looking in, but Warriors lose 3 out of 4 or 3 out of 5. Rockets win 4 out of 5.
It's gonna be
Rockets could see themselves right there in the 10th seed.
Last 9 games, right?
Yeah,
Mark?
it's gonna be like,
8,
dude, the play-in turning is genius, man. When it first came out, I was like,
I thought it was crazy.
Yeah,
huh?
it sound corny. It sound like
was great.
1 year, one and done.
Yeah.
But this is here to stay. Like like nobody's talking about the top 4 teams.
No.
It's all about the bottom 6 to 10.
It just puts pressure to want to finish in the top 6.
Yeah.
And it makes your best players play right. Like that's the whole idea behind it.
And what was interesting is I remember it was one of the first episodes of 3 in the Paint. We were talking about just the playoff picture. And I remember talking about how all the stars of yesteryear could miss the playoffs and have to be in the play-in. And that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, that's the best.
Phoenix on the outside looking in, Warriors outside looking in, Lakers outside looking in. So you got Braun, Steph, KD, Book, Beal, AD, Draymond, and Steph.
Fox and Sabonis.
You've got Kyrie, who's bouncing in and out of that. Luka and Kyrie are bouncing in and out of 6 and 7.
They're
You've
in
got
fifth.
Who?
Dallas is in 5th now.
But by half game on the Pelicans.
Yep. Because the Pelicans lost to the Suns today, which is not good for the Kings. So now the Suns have one more win at 44-31. The Kings are 43-31.
Can you imagine if the Kings play the Pelicans in a play-in?
That's the worst nightmare.
That's a terrible matchup.
They're
for the
hoping
Kings.
it stays.
They are without
Suns.
BI though. This is without BI.
Until when? That'll help the Kings a lot because BI gives them so much.
BI's nasty.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kings obviously without
Without
Malik Monk.
Malik, so it's like
most
it don't
likely,
even matter anymore.
Most likely,
Yeah.
Kings are without Malik Monk for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
So
Pelicans got the nod on that.
Yep.
I mean, who knows? Maybe
Unless somebody from the Kings just play some crazy.
Out of his mind, like a Keon Ellis.
Well, I think a Domas. If Domas plays out of his mind,
It's true.
because he's the guy who might be limited by a Valanciunas type player. So if Domas can
he might
score,
be the most guy that gets effective from the Monk injury because Monk's the one that sets him up a lot in the pick and roll. So it's like I don't know.
Keon's gonna have to step up a little bit in that area.
that's a good
Really,
point.
you know
That's
what?
Davion.
Keegan. Like, before the year started, all Mike talked about was Keegan's my third guy. Now it's time for Keegan to be that guy.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, totally. And I asked Mike about that. I asked Mike about that today, about Keegan stepping up into that distributor role. And he agreed. But he also said it's not all on Keegan, right? And he's right. Like, it needs to be Keon, it needs to be HB, it needs to be Davion, it needs to be guys that, I mean, to some extent, like a Duarte or Kessler Edwards or, something like that as well. Because the Kings, without Kev, without Malik, it's not looking great for them in their playoff picture. So we're going to move into another discussion, kind of more into the weeds of basketball and looking at players and seeing which players are most valuable, right? Like a lot of times, we look at traditional box scores, right? A lot of times, like even people who are deep into basketball, you look at points, you look at rebounds, you look at assists, you look at defensive rebounds, you look at offensive rebounds, you look at turnovers, you look at, fouls committed, like all that type of stuff. What do you think we value the efficiency stats enough in the NBA? So, like effective field goal percentage or TS percentage, do we value those stats enough? Obviously, I have my own opinions on which of those stats is more valuable. I think TS is a great stat because it obviously factors in free throws versus effective field goal percentage doesn't. Do you guys think we value efficient players in the NBA enough? And then I have a little bit of a hot take on who I think is undervalued because of their efficiency. But
I think that question can go in a million different ways just because everyone looks at different things. The majority of people will only look at box score numbers, how many points, rebounds, assists you have. I'm going to look a lot at the deeper analytics. I use B-Ball Index a lot to see, more so in layman terms, like the hockey assists when you drive and kick, those types of things, because I feel like a lot of the times people depict if you're a good playmaker or not based off how many assists you average, which is not true because De'Aaron Fox is the last 2 years he's been an elite playmaker. He ranks roughly around the 90th percentile in playmaking. Playmaking doesn't mean just box score assists. There's a lot to it. It's attacking, driving, guys converging, and you kicking out and creating a quality shot for your teammates. I always talk about this, more so like the hockey assists. One pass leads to the other. Malik is great at that as well. I think he has the highest percentage of steals per minute, if I'm not mistaken. And he also ranks in the 90th percentile in overall playmaking. And I think that's what I look at when I want to look at where certain guys, because everyone doesn't play the same amount of minutes. And the more minutes you play, the more likelihood it is for you to have quote unquote better box score numbers, right? So that's where the effective field goal percentages, the true shooting percentages, that's where all that comes into play. And that's when I look at things to use as a supplement to depict a player with the film. So I just can't say this guy sucks or this guy is great based off box score numbers or based off just analytics. Like I have to look at all three of them: box score, analytics, and film. So to answer your question, it's just something that it's just tough to answer it in one or two ways because there's a million different ways to actually look at it.
I think it's easy.
Okay.
I think no.
Okay.
I think not. It's been too many times in history that we've looked at players that average 30 points, but then we see how many, if you just look at how many times they shoot the ball, like who was that recently? DeJounte Murray was at him, had 44 points on 44 shots.
Yeah.
And he got the win, so, great. Kudos to them or whatever. But that wasn't a good game. Just simple. But you get the win, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. But we've seen, guys like, and there's no knock on him, but we've seen guys like Iverson. Iverson averaged 30 a few years or close to 30. Iverson got his shots up. But then there's guys like Kevin Durant. There's guys like LeBron James. Steph Curry is up there. They don't need a lot of shots to score a lot of points. And it's pretty simple. Like, even without going deep into analytics or anything, it's pretty simple to see, like, oh, this guy scored, 30 on 12 shots, 14 shots. James Harden was a guy that was shooting a lot.
Free throws.
Put up, free throws too. Put up crazy numbers for years with Houston. But was he efficient? That's not a thing that really.
So what's efficient to you then? Like, what is it? Is it averaging 30 on 18 shots and 12 free throws? Like,
so
what does that mean to you?
What is efficient to me?
You got to at least be shooting. Not at least. I'm saying, like, if you're not, you're bad. But I think if you're shooting 45% above, that's efficient.
Yeah, I think it's kind of nuanced, right? Like, if you're Domantas Sabonis,
you gotta be.
I expect you to be
above 50,
significantly more efficient than De'Aaron Fox or Malik Monk or what? Like, just using Kings, right? Because his baskets come in the paint. Putbacks, tip-ins, dunks. Like, he should be significantly more efficient.
Roll optimization, right?
So like, I don't think you can put a number on it per se. Like, oh, I need you to be this efficient or else
I'm not that for a guard or a wing.
Or just, I guess, back to what Leo was asking in general. But it's interesting. If you look back at the last 25 players and so you look at true shooting percentage, and you look back at the last 25 best seasons, Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic, and Kevin Durant have 10. Just those three guys have 10 of the top 25 most efficient seasons.
Those are all-time greats, though.
That's what I'm saying. But, like, I don't see Luka on here.
So you're just trying to shit on Luka? Okay.
No, not at all.
Is he because he landed on Malik?
That's crazy. That's good. There have been some people on Twitter, but like, I'm just saying that makes sense, right? That Curry, Jokic,
and
KD, because KD is one of the most efficient superstars that we've seen, like
ever.
KD takes quality shots, and he doesn't miss a lot of shots. So when you have that combo, you're going to be efficient. So, to answer, I guess, the question that we posed at the beginning, do we value efficiency enough in the NBA? I don't think so. I don't think the average fan values people's efficiency enough, because we're like, DeJounte Murray had 44 points on 44. We just saw the 44 points. But if you go and you just look a little deeper, it's like, well, that's 44 shots. That's not great. And again, got the win, but that's not great. Would I have rathered Kyrie's whatever he did to the Kings the other day? He missed like 4 shots or something, and he took like 14 or something. It's like, or 12 or 16, something like that. I'm like,
LeBron,
that is way more valuable.
Last night was LeBron 40 points, 9 or 10 from 3.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's insane. But
ridiculous. I don't remember what he shot from the field. I just remember the 9 or 10.
So the question is, do we value efficiency as an NBA community, right? And the answer is no. Yeah, because people look at box score numbers and they see 44, they see 50, and they're like, oh, he's good. Or, oh, he only put up 7 points. And it goes back to what Draymond says. Again, I'm not a Draymond hater. This is my point. Draymond impacts the game in so many different ways, and that's what he always talks about. Like, I don't have to score 20 points to impact winning. Like, I've impacted winning. I'm part of a dynasty. And to his point, yes, like, I think we overvalue that.
Like, LeBron was 13 for 17 yesterday.
Crazy,
not yesterday, because when you listen to this, it might not be. On Sunday against the Nets, he was 13 of 17. 9 of 10 from 3. Just watch. Just like a LeBron quintessential legacy type game.
And that's what makes guys like LeBron, Steph, KD scary in the playoffs, because like now the playoffs is where your efficiency goes down a little, because you got another level you could get to.
Right.
Like guys that's like I'm mad that I got to keep saying DeJounte because I love DeJounte Murray, but 44 points, 44 shots to get the win or whatever. You know how hard he had to play to do that. Like he even said it. He was like, shout out to I think it was Kobe and Iverson shooting 40 some shots. He was like, shout out to them. That's tough. But in the playoffs, guys like LeBron and KD, and Steph, they have another level they can get to, and that's what's going to make them so dangerous in the play-in. Because that level, it's coming, and they're waiting on it. Like during the season, they're getting quality shots. They're playing at a pace that's good enough to get them there. But when they get to the playoffs and it's all bets off, like you might have to shoot 40 shots, so your efficiency may go down. But still, the type of shots they're going to take is going to be different and a lot better than the type of shots an inefficient player takes.
So, quick question about Brunson, who lost to the Spurs the other night. He was 25 of 47 for 61 points. Is that efficient? And obviously, it's a trick question or rhetorical because it is efficient. But
it's efficient enough. Yeah.
Is that too many shots? I guess
on that Knicks team, probably not.
Okay. I mean, he took 47 shots, and that's
a lot of shots.
But it's over 50.
But he knocked down 25 of them.
Over 50%.
Yeah, no,
that's crazy.
That's a lot of shots.
Like I said, but
there's a lot of shots though.
But if I think it's efficient enough, right? But
that's fair.
But like if you,
it's over 50%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
efficient.
It's efficient.
Yeah,
that's a lot of shots.
That's a lot of shots, though. That's a lot of shots.
It's a lot like he did to the Kings.
He took more shots than Murray.
47. Wow.
But he scored 61.
That's the difference between 44 and 44.
That's a big difference.
47 and 61.
Or like Luka and Kyrie in the last game they played against the Kings. They beat the Kings 107-103. Kyrie was 11 for 16 and Luka was 6 for 14.
All right.
And Kyrie's impact on that game was significantly higher than Luka's. Like being there watching it, so Kyrie is who killed the Kings in that game.
Am I the only one sensing that he don't like JJ Redick or Luka Doncic?
1,000%, bro.
That's crazy.
That is 1,000%.
Y'all putting words in my mouth.
No, we're not.
Luka
actions speak louder than words, bro.
What are we talking about here? Jeez. What actions?
You're just hating on them for no reason.
I'm just comparing a historically. The people in the comments know better than these fools.
Yeah.
You guys know better about what I'm talking about than these clowns.
Yeah.
Kyrie is a historically efficient player.
Okay.
Or he can be historically efficient. And Luka's just not that efficient.
So did Luka not? So how many assists did Luka have that game? Answer it.
Put me on trial here. Luka?
Yeah.
He had 12 assists.
12, look at that. So did he not have a bigger impact?
I think Kyrie had the biggest impact on that game.
You're just hating.
No, I mean Luka is the second best passer of the ball from the point guard position that we have in the NBA right now.
Who's first?
LeBron.
I'm not mad at that.
But Luka makes these wild passes. Luka will do like a skip pass across
corner to corner.
From corner to corner, falling away. Like Luka's incredible. I have no hate for Luka. Luka's an incredible basketball player.
That's hard
and
to
he's
say.
still young.
Like, who's a better passer, Luka or Jokic or LeBron?
That's tough.
That's really tough. I mean, someone can say Jokic now. I'm not going to be mad at you. Mm-hmm. Jokic is right there.
And I think this is a moment to just say we can appreciate greatness in its entirety. We can appreciate Jokic.
But he's still a hater, though.
We can appreciate Doncic. We can appreciate LeBron. I mean, LeBron said the other day, said that he doesn't know how much longer he's got.
Facts.
And like it's like the first few years he's like started to talk about that. So like LeBron, this could be like one of LeBron's last couple seasons, if that. Like maybe he only plays one more year after that. You don't know. Like a lot of it depends on how his body holds up. So just appreciating that greatness for.
I mean, he's mad because he's 42 and 33, and they're the 9th seed. That's tough. Typically in different years, they're up.
Do you agree with? Oh no, I'm blanking. He was on the Skip Bayless show. Paul Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with Paul Pierce that this is his greatest achievement if he wins a chip this year?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then the GOAT debate would be done.
Well, the Jordan Glazers will never get off the
They
GOAT
would
debate.
have to.
No, they
Well, Jordan Glazers are going to end soon because they're older guys.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not true. I mean, it's just
that's crazy.
That's the cycle of life.
That's what. No, the Jordan Glazers go from age 20 to
Hell no.
to old.
All those people you see that were just,
I have friends, bro, that are in their 20s that are Jordan Glazers. You know who you are.
Shout out Yui.
Shout out
They've
Yui.
never watched them play in their life.
Shout out Yui. Y'all will not be able to recognize that name, but shout out Yui. You know who you are. Head LeBron or a Jordan Glazer. He's also a Kobe Glazer.
I still think Mark had the best analogy ever, and people try to make it about something else. About his analogy. It's bro, no, it's not that serious. If he's the best overall player, then he's a better player, right?
No, I agree, but then and Mark and I were having, and just kind of, I guess, going off topic a little bit, but like what we value in NBA players is the discussion, right? Mm-hmm. People value championships in team sports way too much when it comes to GOAT conversations, right?
Right,
100%.
Like Tiger Woods is the best athlete I have ever seen play, ever.
Golf?
Yes, and dominated, dominated the sport, and dominated the sport.
Athletes are like fucking better than LeBron.
Well, come on, we're not going to say golfers are athletes.
No,
You're saying Tiger Woods isn't an athlete?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
he's a competitor.
He's a competitor, yes.
Oh my, competitor athlete.
What's his vertical?
I heard he bench press a lot.
Yeah.
Tiger's an athlete. Golfers are athletes.
I'm not saying they're not.
You go try to play 4 rounds of golf.
Shit's hard, bro. My back hurts thinking about it.
4 days in a row.
Don't
4 rounds
drink,
of golf.
don't
4 days in a row
when they play golf.
No, you guys are crazy.
Not the serious ones.
This is wild.
We do.
But
I might be down with that.
But back to the conversation. Tiger to me is the best, individual performer
Golfer.
I've ever seen. Yes. Individual performer,
but athlete.
He dominated golf for a decade. Like no one could win. Like the Tiger stats are wild. Like if you go look at some of the Tiger stats,
more than the sisters that played tennis, Serena and Venus. No, hell no.
It's close. It's close. You can take a deep dive.
Did he dominate more than Floyd Mayweather?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Unblemished. Never lost.
Look, you guys we can debate.
Never lost.
We can debate
the
this.
most world
if
champions.
He ain't first, you're last. Shake and bake.
Boom. Floyd money.
You can debate this in the comments, but
Floyd.
You can debate this in the comments, but I think Tiger is the most dominant athlete of all time in their sport, respectively. But what I was going to say,
he never lost.
Tiger?
No, Floyd. He's never lost. Never lost.
That's fine. You can hold that opinion. I'm not saying you can't hold that opinion. I have my opinion. You have your opinion. You're probably more educated on boxing than you are on golf, and vice versa.
Definitely.
I'm less educated on boxing than I am on golf. So we can take our opinions. You could be right. I could be right. But we value championships too much in team sports.
That's true. For sure.
We act like it's 1-on-5, and LeBron, or we act like Jordan and LeBron won by themselves. They're not Nadal. They're not Federer. They're not Serena. They're not Tiger.
Dennis Rodman.
These aren't one-man shows. And so people value championships too much in the GOAT debate. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but they value it too much. Mm-hmm. And that hurts a guy like LeBron. It hurts a guy like Steph. It hurts a guy like, there's lots of players out there that hurts. But what do we got for facts or cap today, Mark?
You know what? This is perfect timing for it as well. Facts or cap. Most retired NBA players are just haters when it comes to today's game and today's players.
Well, we'll let you go first, Leo, because you seem like you have an opinion.
Fact. I mean, we have Isaiah Thomas till this day. Still, I don't even know if glazing or just.
That's just old fashioned hating. Yeah,
it's just like, bro, like just let it go, brother. Like go to church and just like forgive and
facts. Go to church. Go to church. Go to church,
everybody, man. Like Isaiah's wilding sometimes. I'm like, bro, are you serious? And then when he went on Draymond's show,
oh man,
and then he had those wild
comments.
A tough look.
No, that was a tough look. That was a tough look.
That was funny.
Yeah, I was just like, really, dude? Like, stop. So yes, fact. I'm not trying to get worked up by Isaiah because I'm gonna be super mad.
See, I figured this one to strike some nerves here.
Yeah,
and I would, you go take a break real quick.
I'm gonna take a break.
I'll jump in, and I have to say this is a fact as well.
Yeah,
and I love '90s basketball. I love my favorite.
We done with the '90s. We done with the '90s.
They try, yeah, man. It's about to be gone, man. Early 2000s, I loved it, but Did y'all see what Tony Kukoc said?
Wild.
Oh, the Jokic?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Said Vlade Divac, and I can't even think of the other guy's name right now. And even if I knew the name, I probably would say it wrong.
Wembanyama.
But yeah, I probably And for the record, I do know how to say it.
Say it.
Wembanyama.
Say it with me, Mark.
There you go.
Wembanyama.
There you go.
But I don't know. I said it about 3 or 4 times. It just came out.
Yeah.
My bad, Wemby.
Yeah.
I got it. I got it though. Wembanyama. God, did
I like
it again.
that.
I'm done with the 90s, and De'Aaron Fox is done with the media. And you're done with Tony Kukoc.
Yeah.
That Vlade Divac was better than Joker.
I'm just
Like, well, what
really,
sense?
dude?
This is why the LeBron. This goes back to the first subject. This is why the LeBron James podcast is it makes so much sense.
It's vital.
It's needed. It's necessary because you got guys like Tony Kukoc, who I thought was a great player. Guys like Tony Kukoc saying Vlade Divac was better than an MVP, an NBA champion.
Look, Vlade was great, but
he was great.
Come on. Come on, Tony.
No, I know.
Come on, we got. Hey,
was Vlade ever the best player? Was Vlade ever a top 10 player?
All right, focusing on Mark. Mark gets the camera for a minute. Tight shot right here.
Come on, like Tony and retired guys. Like, do we have to keep doing this? This is unnecessary. This is the Joker, the MVP,
the best player on
best player on the planet.
Yeah. Was Vlade ever a top 10 player? Tell him.
Was he? You said it. Was he?
You said tell him.
I just don't understand. If I'm missing something,
are we talking Kukoc? Tell him.
It's crazy.
I can't even get my
ask him.
What am I missing here? What part about Vlade is better than the Joker?
Nothing.
Nothing, bro. Nothing
Joker,
at all.
We consider him already the best passing center of all time.
Ever.
And for the sake of time, I'll give my input so we can move along here.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say, so you said most retired players are haters when it comes to today's game. I'm not going to say facts, but I'm also not going to say cap.
Hater.
And I know this is a fence riding position. I know this is
haters and haters go together, bro.
That's crazy. I would say it leans more towards facts, but I want to give a little credence to some of the more reasonable retired players because they do exist.
KG.
KG's a great example. And when he just goes off on his guests or whatever, when they start saying crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So generally facts, but I'm going to reserve the final judgment for saying there are some reasonable retired players. And I would say the ones who are unreasonable make themselves heard a lot more than the reasonable ones.
Yeah.
So there's plenty.
That's a reasonable take.
Yeah. I think it's a good temper take. I know it's a bit of I'm riding the fence here.
I think it was necessary. I think it was necessary.
Yeah. But so shout out the reasonable players.
Yeah.
But what do we got for buy or sell this week? We got a buy or sell segment. I'm expecting a great performance out of my boy Leo Bias on this one. I can go first.
Go ahead.
I can go first to keep y'all.
Yeah, let me think.
Mine was the best last week.
That's crazy.
I mean,
that's crazy. Also, by the way, I'm back to 50% on my shooting at Golden One Center.
He is.
Yeah,
and I'd be posting the videos. You can follow me at Jeremiah Thompson on Instagram.
He's lying.
A little selfless plug.
He's not lying. I mean, he's not lying.
But I'm buying. What I'm buying this week is something I've really needed. I've needed this for months now, and it's lifted my spirits now that it's here. I'm buying spring. I'm buying April 2024. I'm buying spring weather. I'm buying the sun. I'm buying spring season. This is just incredible. The fact that the sun's out, we have longer days, baseball's back. I'm buying spring 2024.
Bro, it's still raining though, so you're not buying anything.
Shut up, Leo.
It's still raining.
It was
though.
sunny. Leo,
it just rained yesterday.
Gotta get a car wash.
Leo, it was sunny and 75 today. Don't steal my happiness here, Leo.
You need to sell
we
that.
got a car wash.
That's crazy.
And rain, and I'm like,
It was sunny and 75 in beautiful Sacramento,
the
California
Tesla
today.
drives itself. It don't wash itself.
It's
That's
supposed to.
crazy.
It's supposed to rain Thursday
There
and
you
Friday.
go. And here he's talking about spring.
You know what?
Welcome spring.
Y'all go with
Go
your
ahead.
buyers.
Go
That's
ahead.
crazy.
That
Just
is-
rain
go
on my
ahead.
parade.
Just throw away your money.
This is why I need a therapist. This is why I need mental health days.
This
It's
is
because
why-
I deal with these guys. When I buy a nice sunny day, they're like, "Oh, it's raining yesterday. It's gonna rain tomorrow." Well, I bought today. Okay. Good grief.
Today?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark Haynes.
You know what? I'm buying again because I got a little money. Taxes just hit, so I got a little money.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
I'm buying NCAA women's basketball.
Facts.
That's what I'm buying.
Talk about it.
The ladies at LSU, UConn, USC, Iowa. Shout out to Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Juju Watkins.
Iowa.
Iowa.
Did I do it? That's another one.
Iowa.
Iowa.
Hold on.
Iowa.
Iowa.
There you
No.
go.
There,
Iowa.
Iowa.
There you go. There we go.
Iowa. I like
Caitlin
to say
Clark.
Iowa, but I like saying Iowa. That's how
crazy.
it rolls off the tongue.
You're
But
gonna
I'm,
get flamed for that.
Actually sounds good, yeah.
I'm buying.
He's a hater.
What?
You see him hating for
Doesn't
everything.
sound good. What? I hate. I say I buy
good.
spring.
You know,
I say I buy
sounds good.
spring.
Iowa.
Yeah.
It rolls.
It rose and it sounds like it's royalty.
No, it's because we bilingual over here. And he don't know. But it's all
That's
good.
crazy.
It's all good. But
He don't
that's what I'm buying, man. The NCAA tournament, the Elite Eight was amazing today.
That's a great buy.
Great games. Shout out to women, and shout out to what the WNBA is about to get from this generation of basketball players.
That's a
It's
great
about to be
buy.
crazy.
Yeah, so real quick about that. I know you saw the news about Ice Cube offering her, I think it was $5
$5
million.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that's going to help just like the recreational fan appreciate women's basketball more?
I think it definitely put eyes over there.
Okay.
So, like, whether he was serious or not,
Yeah.
that's another, topic, but it definitely brought, it reached headlines. So that's always great. And that's my buy or sell.
Yeah, that's a great one, bro. My buy or sell for the weekend. I know he's flaming me for it, but for me, it's camera equipment. Why the hell?
We selling or buying camera
I
equipment?
don't even know, bro.
We get more.
We're getting more. I'm buying DJI because I have a set of DJI, but what I saw was that the new set of DJIs, you're able to now connect them to your phone by Bluetooth and have elite audio just by going like this. Like there's no wires connected. You don't have to plug in like the part here. I'm like, damn. That's next level for people who just want to use a webcam as their phone. Yeah. I'm buying DJI, buy the stock ASAP. I love them, bro.
That's a good buy. We all had good buys.
Yeah.
Women's basketball.
DJI.
I bought spring, and
Hold on,
y'all weren't allowing that.
We both had good buys.
That's crazy. You guys are crazy. You guys are out your mind. That's so wild.
We got rain in the forecast.
Yeah. And he's saying, you know what? April Fools.
That's what it is.
That's what it
Fool's
is.
Day.
April Fool's Day. What's your real buy or sell?
Yeah.
Tell us.
That's crazy. Y'all witnessed this just beat down. Like,
It's April Fool's
I'm
Day.
just gonna sleep.
Give us a real
I'm
one.
just gonna sleep all day tomorrow. Not get out of bed. I have nothing to live for. It's raining apparently.
Oh,
Weather
man.
sucks. No, y'all
Hey,
are crazy.
the show is doing better. There's a lot to live for, man.
I do like that one though. I'd say
Yeah.
my son's birthday is coming up, turning
Facts.
big 10 years old, April 7th.
Big
Your birthday's
10,
coming up.
Big 10, the day after his.
Day
so
after.
Well, we don't care. We don't care about Leo's
Yeah, that's
birthday,
true.
but
That's true.
Mark
April
Haynes'
Fools.
son, shout out,
Yeah,
birthday
yeah, my.
coming up. Love to see it. But yeah, this has been episode 7 of the 3 in the Paint podcast. Thank you for joining me, Jeremiah Solomonson, Leo Biaz, Mark Haynes, Nehemiah Haynes in the building. Thanks for being the studio audience for this show.
My assistant.
Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at the 3 in the Paint podcast. We post all our micro content there, like our shorts, all that, and we'll see you next time.